Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. You're looking at the Jaegeru, or the Jagdpanzer E100, the Tier 10 German tank destroyer. I was about to say premium, but it's not. It's located on the west spawn of Sand River, and it's under the command of zDemongo of the 57 clan. Game on! Well, we've got a couple of replays for you, featuring the Broomstick of Death, as it became known, or the Jaegeru, whichever way you want to call it. But it's an extremely tough tank destroyer based on the E100, married with a 17cm main gun. Now, most of the people will give you the stats, and just look at this. 1050 alpha, 420mm a pen, and that's with the heat rounds. With the standard rounds, it's 1050 alpha and 299mm a pen. So basically, you could do well with a standard ammunition, let alone the premium. And with the HE rounds, 1400 hit points and 85mm a pen with a 4.45 meter burst radius. It's basically the same gun that you might find on a lot of the howitzers. Okay, he's been spotted by the enemy. Looking for an adequate target to shoot at. Well, the AMX was asking for it. He poked out too much of his turret, and he took one hit for 1,263, which is a high roll. Now, of course, this is a tank that never existed, because, of course, it required the E100 to actually exist, and well, the E100, they only produced 2 hulls, one of which was near completed, and of course it lacked a turret. The Jaegeru, as Wargaming have supposed it here, is actually with a 17cm gun, because of course that's what the Germans were developing at the time in form of the howitzer. That's going to go through, and it did. 1,180, he's racking up the damage with each shot. Now the standard reload is 24.54 seconds. He's got 19.36. Tier 10 game with Tier 8 tanks. And he's out the game. Kills the 252 easily. Took a round there from a turtle, but it's not infallible. There are weak spots on this vehicle, such as the lower plate, but he's bouncing rounds that are coming in from elsewhere. It's extremely tough hull down, and that's what he is at the moment. He's hiding his weak spot, and you can see these enemy tanks, they don't like it. They were baiting him to fire, and the pattern got what he deserved, although he only got 818 hit points off him. Let's see who gets it next. They're just sitting there, basically allowing him to do huge amounts of damage to him. Or to them, rather. The turtle's popping out every now and then because he knows that he was looking at the pattern. And the turtle gets another hit using the APCR. And now he's up to 5,000 hit points of damage. Now that moment of pulling back and his teammates moving up gave the enemy the opportunity, but it's not stopping zDemongo from actually wiping them out one bit by bit. So who's next? Well, the AMX M454 just wiped out the E100 on our team. 5-2 at the moment. And of course, 2 of those kills are zDemongo's. Now this replay actually comes from June of last year. Yes, it was one of those ones that got delayed. At least I think it's June. We can check that out when we look at the end of battle stats. And to bounce 2 more. One of which came from the turtle. And it's basically the turtle who's been doing most of the damage against us. And the tiger takes a hit this time. 1,154, and the turtle gets another penetrating shot. Notice he's actually going for that cupola directly on top of the vehicle, so he's the accurate shooter. And the Tiger II's gone down, so he's decided to change position. Now there's no Arty in this game. This particular tank, the Jaeger, is actually particularly vulnerable to Arty fire if you know where to put the shells. Of course, those cupolas right up on top of the hull, they are vulnerable points, and the turtle knew that. The lure plate is obviously a better for a direct fire shot, because the cupola is actually quite small, but he is getting them repeatedly on target. You can see the tortoise changing his mind now. He's going after our BZ-58 too, and that's opened up a weakness, because now we're coming in from the side, and there you go, kill. Turtle. Unfortunately, that was the Peregrine going down. There's only 4 enemies left. And the turtle takes another hit. 1,131. Now he's a one-shot. And I think our turtle moves in for the kill. Yep, he got him. So 2 marks of excellence already for zDemongo. And I think that, yeah, it won't be long before he gets his 3rd mark. In fact, he might already have his 3rd mark at this rate. I'm pretty sure he does. It is slow. You've got to accept that. 30 kilometers an hour is top speed. And there goes the strip, just like that, one shot. Of course, he'd already taken damage to the strip, so it wasn't a one-shot in that sense, but still, there's only 2 remaining on the enemy team, the RU-251 and then SMV CC-67. And of course, they will try to make it as difficult as they can. You can see some of the rounds that actually came from the turtle skimmed right over the top of the turret, or the casement as we should say actually, on its way to hitting that cupola. The rear door is also another weak spot, just like on the Death Star. You don't want to get around in there. And they've taken out the SMV CC, and there's the RU-251 right up in the north. Now he's not going to play easy. Oh, down to 1 hit point, and the kill shot goes to the Skoda T27, and that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for zDemongo in the Jaeger, the Jagdpanzer E100. He managed to get a fighter badge for taking out at least 4 enemy tanks. In fact, he got 4 exactly. A shell proof for blocking more damage, exceeding the hit points of his own vehicle and surviving the battle. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A spot medal rather for blocking a non-penetrating shot when he had less than 10% of his hit points remaining. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and the steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game. At least 11 hits and over 1,000 hit points. And of course, you have to survive the battle to get that as well. His win rate in that one, 15,752, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. In fact, it means that basically he drove that battle. It was all down to him, and zDemongo ruled it with an iron rod. He did lose hit points, but yeah, there was some particularly accurate fire from some of the enemy tanks. Let's have a look at his team score. Well, we can see his actual hit points ended up at 9,686 for zDemongo. The second highest was the Striv 103B at the end. He got 4,701. And the third highest turned out to be the turtle on his own team, who got 2,258. When it came to kills, you can see the top scorers were the Jaeger and, of course, the turtle won. They both got 4 kills piece, and 3 kills went to the Striv 103B on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. He got 1,167. The other one was the Turtle one getting 1004, and basically they were the only two managed to make it over 1,000 base, with the AMBT getting 874, which is pretty good considering that that is a tier 8 tank, and the Turtle, well, that's tier 8 as well. Let's have a look at detail. He fired only 11 shots, but 11 of those shots hit the target and 11 of them penetrated. Yeah, so not one shot missed the enemy. 9,686 hit points, of which 1,263 were at more than 300 meters. So not a lot of that damage was done at long range. In fact, basically all of it at close range. 18 hits received from the enemy, only 6 of which actually penetrated. Most of those actually hitting the cupola. Very accurate shooting from the enemy. 12 non-penetrations, 4,070 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 312 hit points of damage assistance. It's impressive to see the amount of damage blocked by armor, considering that the amount of actually hit points you start with. It's only 2,200, but he was really pumping that damage out and blocking it when it was coming in. On a premium count, he actually made 42,310 credits from the game. And he picked out 32 bonds as well, 7 for being tier 10, 25 for mission achievement, and 3,501 experience points altogether. So very effective game, very nice ace tanker, but an open battlefield where the enemy can see and hit your weak spots. Well, at least one of the weak spots, that cupola, rather than the lower plate. So let's have a look at the second replay and see how he gets on in that one. The second replay is on the Himmelsdorf map, and we're on the south spawn. Game on. Well, this game took place 2 months after the one you just saw on Sand River, and you can still see he's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel, but he is getting closer and closer to getting that 3rd mark of excellence. Still the same figures. Noticing he's got 17 rounds of the heat there. Capable of doing 1,040 and penetrating 420 millimeters. And, well, he's allowing that Panzerkampfwagen E to go ahead of him, just for the moment. From this position, he is much safer, because not only is his lower plate covered, but a lot of his turret is as well. Somehow, I don't think the enemy are going to be making it down Banana Street. Oh, they both fired in that direction, but it was actually zDemongo who took 1,231 hit points of damage. A very good shot there on the 60 TP, and he's still firing in this general direction. Oh, it's an E100 now. And that's 1,040 hit points, but it actually hit the Concept 1B. And, oh, the Concept 1B got one back, but he had to use APCR to do it. And, yep, the E100 took 1,047, which is a low roll. Now, there is an event going on in the railway yard at the moment, and that might have significance because usually in event-driven games like this, there might be one happening on the banana. Well, the E100's gone down, and it was the Panzer 7 who got him. Concept's still there. Ah, not anymore. That's his first kill for zDemongo. And he's bounced another round from the 60 TP. It's so powerful. It's only 17 centimeters in measurements, but considering he's up against a tank with very heavy armor and a 152mm main gun, and the event is happening in this area as well, and the ST1 goes down with that shot. Now the enemies managed to crawl around. In fact, it was a Doom Turtle who just put that round into our side and got a high roll on us. The Panzerkampfwagen E saw that, and yes, unfortunately, we've got a Zeppelin just landed on top of the castle. So the enemy, well, is being held at bay with an Object Treble 7 version 2. Here we go, there's the Doom Turtle. And he takes a hit on the side for 964. Okay. Not much trouble of damage coming from above, because the enemy's well matched up on top of the castle. But the 279E on the enemy team is actually coming down a banana. So I think this is where this 17cm goes to work. Didn't get that one in. He's trying to tell the Panzer 7 pull back. 6,000 hit points of damage already. And more to come. Okay, got them vulnerable. Oh, no, that didn't go through. Okay, he's jockeying to get it right, get in position. We've lost the Object Treble 7 version 2. And our Panzer 7's now blocking our sighting. Okay, then the enemy might... Oh, he got him. He went for the cupola and he got him. So that's his third kill of the game. And since the enemy's been killed on this row, no one down there now. So he's actually going directly up against the 279E with the Panzer 7. Unfortunately, that shot didn't do the job, so now he's going to have to try again. But the 279E goes down in the end to the Panzer 7. Now it appears the enemy have broken through up above there on the castle area. We're 2 down on the enemy, and nobody... Oh, they did. Okay, thank you very much. We'll take the EBR 105 as a gift. Not a very good spot to actually try and unload on a Jaegeru. I don't think the enemy's going to try that again. They probably saw the EBR vaporize and thought, no, come down in the conventional way. So he's covering that narrow gap. And, okay, he's been spotted from above by the EBR, who managed to find a spot to get through. In fact, yes, it was where the Zeppelin came down. He managed to get a spot where he could come down that way. And in fact, the Vickers has come down as well. Although they're not much of a match for a Jaeger. And the CS-59's come in behind us. But he's got a Wizzy 111 GFT to deal with. And the Vickers comes around the corner and fires one into the tracks and then pulls back immediately. Yeah, I think he realizes he's met his match and he won't survive very long unless he gets into cover. Okay, I think we're going to stay on the banana now. Vickers still trying to get away. No, you're not getting away this time. Okay, the CS-59 is having second thoughts now. They've gone from 2 over to 2 beneath now. And the CS-59 is being chased by the Wizzy 111 GFT. Now, where is he? We know the Minotoro's up the other end, and he's being chased by our EBR 105. It would take us a little while to get up there because we've got a number of wrecks to get past. And, of course, we've got the wreck of the Zeppelin. But the EBR seems that he can actually get the kill, and he does. So there's only 1 enemy remaining, and we've got 5 kills. So the next kill will be a Top Gun if we can get him. And we're in the cap, but oh, the Wizzy is on fire. The CS-59 set him on fire, and now he's a one-shot. And that's the way to win the game. That's the way to do it. And that was victory and a Top Gun. Here's the end of battle results, and that was another ace tanker game for zDemongo in the Jaegeru. He managed to get a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks or more, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and the Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, the last one being the 6th. His win rate was 11,784, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score on the tables. Well, 8,310 hit points of damage was the high score in this one. Slightly less than on Sand River, but it was still very, very good indeed. And the next highest scorer was the Unis 1516 on the enemy team, 4,634, followed by that Vickers 3, who managed 4,130. When it came to kills, he's got that one too. 6 kills went to zDemongo, 2 kills went to the Kampfwagen 7, the EBR 105, the Scharfuture 4, the Wizzy 111 GFT, and on the enemy team, their Vickers 3 and their Minotauro both managed 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, he's the only player to make it over 1,000 base. He got 1,336, followed by the EBR 105, who got 980, and then the Panzer 7, who got 917. He fired 13 rounds, but only 12 actually hit the target, and only 10 of those actually penetrated the target. 8,310 hit points of damage, all of which was at close range. He received 8 hits from the enemy, 4 of those penetrated, 4 non-penetrations, and 1,530 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, 306 hit points of damage assistance. And when it came to the credits, he actually made a profit of 20,049 on a premium count. He got 1 bond for special ability and 5,010 experience points as well out of that game, including getting a mission completion bonus of 1,002. So very good games by zDemongo in the Jaegeru. I'm sure he has got his 3rd mark by now, at least I would have hoped so. Especially considering that was more than a few months ago, 6 months ago. So yes, hopefully he has already made it past the 3 mark. If you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.